This is John Spolier. Today is March 9th. It is 5:59 p.m. and I am in room 2. This is a PM session of the Board of Assessment Appeals. Need to do that for the record.
Yep.
So, all right. Let me just get the first thing here. Okay. Okay. I am John Spolier. I will be hearing your appeal tonight. I'm one of the members of the BAA.
Okay.
Okay. I just need to know, or I need to confirm a few things with you for the record.
Sure.
So your appeal number is 321.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The property you are appealing is located at 153 Brookside Drive.
Yeah.
Okay. And the owner of the property is Jason G., and I'm assuming you're not Jason.
No, I'm not.
But the last name is Castaneda.
Castaneda.
Castaneda. Okay,
Yes.
And your name?
My name is Christina DeFeo. I'm Jason's attorney.
Okay. Do you have a sworn affidavit
Yes,
to
I do.
represent that I can put into the file?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
He did already file the affidavit with your office.
Okay, because I don't think I have it here. Let me just double check here.
But I do have a copy.
If you do have a copy, that would be great, because I don't believe I have it. Oh, nope, I do.
Oh, okay. Signed on 2/18/21.
Yeah. Yep, I got it. I'm sorry, I do have it. Okay. The owner of the town has assessed the property at $1,204,100.
Yeah.
And the request to reduce that amount is to $1,050,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we got that you are the attorney representing Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. I just need to swear you in here. If you can raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. Good deal. Okay, so tell me about the appeal.
Okay. Do you have? I submitted some paperwork today to the Board of Assessment Appeals email address that was on your website. Did you?
It is not in here. I don't believe it is.
Okay.
Let me just double check. But I have the assessment or the drive. I got your affidavit and I have the card. I don't have the other stuff, but let me just double check here and see if it is on.
Now I can resend tomorrow. Would that be okay if I?
Yep,
Okay.
that would be fine. You have until our deliberations to do that.
Okay. And I also have a recent appraisal of the property that I didn't get until late this afternoon, so I can submit that as well.
Okay, that would be good. Let me just double check here. 321. See if it got scanned in or not. Okay, I've got a picture of the. Yep, I got that.
7 comparable.
I have the Zillow So basically, I have the Zillow websites and the map outlining.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and so my client purchased the property in January of 2019, which is when his appraisal is from, and the appraisal was for, off the top of my head, approximately $960,000, just right around the purchase price of $955,000.
How much was the purchase price?
$955,000. And the Zillow estimate as of maybe a week or two ago is $1.03 million.
Okay.
And so he paid under $1 million for the property. The house was built in 2017. He is the first owner of the house. The house was on the market for over $1 million, did not sell for quite a while, and that's when my client and his wife purchased it in early 2019 for $955,000. I have 7 comparable properties in the same neighborhood, and the one that is probably the most comparable is a neighbor's home that was built by the same builder, which sold in late 2018 for $930,000. But of the
which number is that on your list?
That's number 2, 145
number 2.
Brookside.
Okay. Okay.
But of the 7 comparable properties, there are 2 that sold for over $1 million. They are, a little bit larger and on, larger pieces of property than my clients. But as generally in that neighborhood, houses are selling for between $800,000 and $900,000, with very few exceptions. And additionally, the university neighborhood, which is the area that my client's house is located in, I saw on the assessor's website that neighborhood was either revaluated this past fall as either no change to the valuation, or they reduced it by approximately 5%. So his assessment went from 1.3 to 1.2 in November of 2020. It decreased.
Okay.
And he very strongly feels that the town's value is still too high. It should decrease by at least another $150,000 to $200,000 to put it as close to $1 million as possible.
Okay.
My client also hasn't made any improvements to the home since he purchased it. It's in the exact same state as it was when he closed in January of 2019.
Okay.
And let's see if there's any other information.
So the other ones that you have that you've submitted for comps, 2 through 7, all sold between, looks like, June 2020 and September of 2020, correct?
Yes, and the 2 that sold for over $1 million were in kind of the housing boom of the the summer of 2020. When house prices did go up, a little bit, with people wanting to leave the city and whatnot. But the other houses are $800,000-$900,000 sale prices in 2019, and one I believe from 2018.
Okay. By film. And there was no,
Oh, I do have the appraisal here. The appraisal, as of January 11th, 2019, was $970,000. And I can,
if you can scan that in and send that in.
Yeah, I will
So
definitely.
we can add it to the file.
Yep. And what's the email on the website is the one that I should use? I think it was BAS at.
It's BAA
BAA.
at fairfieldcp.org.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got comps here that have sold within the last year. So your client has a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 4,600 square feet built on 0.81 acres, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And the guidance sold has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 with almost 4,000 square feet on 0.22, 0.22 for the other guidance. Older homes, 4 bedroom. So, okay, 0.45, 5 bedroom, 5,000 square feet on the Stroll Rock Common. That's fine. Okay. All right.
And even the ones that were like number 5 and number 7, for example, that are number 7 is a very new house, built in 2020 on a smaller lot, and then number 5 is a larger lot, like my client's lot, similar size but an older home. Those two sold in the summer of 2020 for over $1 million, but still neither of those properties are at the 1.2 valuation that the town of Fairfield has for my client's house. 1.204.
Okay. Is there anything else that we should know about for deliberations?
Nope, I think that's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So the next step is that I will present it to the rest of the majority of the members of the board.
Okay.
We'll deliberate. We'll come to a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Within 7 days after the decision, we'll notify your client of the outcome. If we deny the appeal, your client can appeal again next year as well. If we do make any change, which would be a reduction, I would assume, I don't know as to increase the assessment yet. Mm-hmm. But so what we're going to do is if we do that, your client can't appeal for another 5 years till the next revaluation. Okay. Either way, your client will have the option to appeal in a court, in Superior Court. That information will be included with what we have when we send the note.
Okay, and will I get copies of these notices?
I don't know if you do or if you don't. I don't think so. I think it will just go to your client. Okay.
And I called the office yesterday, and the woman who I spoke with said that it usually takes a couple of weeks for you guys to deliberate and come to an agreement.
Yeah, we're going to try to do all 600 appeals, hearing, and deliberation by the end of March.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So,
sometime in April.
Yeah, possibly. So probably first week in April would be the latest, unless we're somehow getting an extension.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. And I have this.
Yep. Did you sign that?
Not yet.
Okay. I just need you to sign and date that.
Mine?
Yes. Last time I checked.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Geiselberg.
Hi, Jeremy. This is John Spolier with the Fairfield Board of Assessment Appeals.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good. Thanks for considering the appeal and allowing me to do it remotely due to COVID.
Yep, no problem. I'll be the one, again, my name's John Spolier. I'll be the one who will be hearing your appeal tonight. This is also being recorded, just to let you know. I'm one of the 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. Okay, so I just need to go over some items here just to make sure that we have the right information and also for the record here. Okay.
Sure.
All right. This is appeal number 575.
Yep.
Okay, the property you are appealing is located at 114 Denise Terrace.
Correct.
Okay, the owner of the property is Jeremy Geiselberg.
Yes.
Is it Geidel or Deedle?
No, it's Geidel. You
Geiselberg.
it right.
Okay. All right. The town has your property assessed at $1,117,300.
Yes.
Okay, and you're requesting that the town reduce your appraised value to $1,047,963.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. All right. I just need to swear you in here, so I'm assuming that you'll raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Good deal. All right. So tell me about the appeal here. I do have the file in front of me, just to let you know.
Okay. Yeah, so I gave the board an Excel file and some pictures of my comps and also the property cards. I believe the assessed value of my home at 114 Denise Terrace is too high, given recent sales of comparable houses and a measurement I took of my attic, which differs from my property card. As you can see from the Excel file included in my packet for the Board of Assessment Appeals, I created a listing of characteristics of my house along with 6 comps, all of these comps being within a half mile of my house. All of these comps were sold in the year 2000, except for comp 6, which was sold in September 2016. But the reason I included this house in my appeal is because it is nearly identical to my house in design and built at the same time by the same builder, Tony Baldino. My opinion of my home's value is that it should be assessed at a fair market value of $1,047,963, not the town's assessment of $1,117,300. The reason I believe this to be true is because I carefully measured my attic space to be 525 square feet, not the 798 square feet listed on my property card, resulting in a difference of 273 square feet of living space. I also believe that due to this inaccuracy, the total floor area of the attic, most of which is not finished, listed on the property card as 1,996 square feet, is also grossly inflated. Since I have no way of accurately measuring the total floor areas of the attic outside of the finished space, and assuming that this area of 1996 square feet is also an inflated amount, I multiplied my accurate measurement of 525 square feet of attic living space times, I used a first or second floor unit cost, which is the $144.09 as a compromise, just because I can't account for this 1996, which I think is inaccurate too. So I arrived at my proposed fair market value of my attic in that way. So in addition, though, the attic is not connected to the rest of my home's HVAC system because the builder did not want to put a larger system in the house. Instead, he installed a separate ductless heating and cooling system for the attic space, which can only be controlled from the attic itself. The system is underpowered compared to the main house HVAC and renders this space virtually unusable in the summers and winters because it gets very hot, very cold, and it's very inconvenient to go up into the attic, into the hot or cold area to turn on that ductless system and wait 20 to 30 minutes because it's underpowered for the system to work, and then return back to the attic to perform whatever living activities we would want to do. So we don't use the attic at all, and I don't really consider it living space equivalent to the utility of other finished attics maybe in other homes, other than mine.
So
the remaining 30,
I was going to say, so what I'm hearing thus far is that really your adjustment or the change that you're looking for all has to do with the attic calculation of the square footage or square floor area and the living area not being correct.
That's about half of what I'm proposing.
Okay.
Yeah. The other half has to do with all these comps. And, the remaining 30,000, the amount I gave of my opinion is there's a weird number. So, it's based on like a calculation, and I'm not any kind of home professional. I'm a pathologist. I work in a lab. I don't know about home building. So I'm just kind of, looking at comps and trying to be fair. I'm not trying to get anything from the town. I'm just trying to, say, hey, what seems reasonable. So I just put a number for that attic, and I kind of told you kind of how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Town may agree or not, but, that's just how I did it. And obviously they can adjust it however they want. But the remaining $30,000 difference between my opinion of fair market value compared to the town's assessment, and maybe it really should be $50,000, maybe it should be $20,000. Again, I'm not a professional, but that's just the number I put, and it has to do with the comps I provided.
Yep.
In the interest of time, I'm just going to refer to these comps by the number listed on the Excel file.
Okay.
Not the address.
Yep.
But in short, my house, 114 Denise Terrace, compared to Comp 1, has one fewer room. Comp 1 is my next door neighbor. The house was built last year. I provide some pictures of the yard. The yard is much bigger, much more usable compared to my yard. In addition, and I don't even know how yards, factor into assessments. But, in addition, Comp 1 has fencing, which I don't have. And the owners had a professional landscape company install numerous plantings and trees for additional privacy, which I don't have in my yard. In addition, after they moved in, the owners professionally installed shelving systems and a floor coating in their garage, which I also don't have. Comp 2, which is only 0.1 miles away, also has a fenced private yard, sat on the market for 3 years before being sold. I understand that probably has no bearing on the assessed value. It was on and off the market because, the market was kind of depressed at that time.
Okay,
but, more relevant to my appeal, it has 4 full bathrooms compared to my 3 bathrooms. In addition, I was just walking by today. It looks like they're finishing their attic. I just saw new windows on the attic floor, and there are numerous, cars parked in front, including a truck for a hardwood flooring company. So I don't know if they have a permit out to put it for their attic to be finished. I don't know how that works out. As far as Comp 3, I'm not really sure if there are any differences between Comp 3 and my house, except, it's 5 years newer than my house, as are all of the comps except for Comp 6. I know there's probably a depreciation calculation in these assessed values, but I don't know how that works out. Comp 4 is also a 10-room house compared to my 9 rooms, has better yard plantings. Comp 5 also has a fenced yard, and again, I don't. And comp 6 has numerous similarities to my house, being constructed at the same time as my house by the same builder, using a similar plan. If you look at pictures of the houses, they look the same, essentially, but, according to floor plans, mine's a little bigger. Apparently has more of a finished attic than that house. I don't know if that's actually true or not. But, just based on the property card, it has an extra half bathroom. It does have more land than my house, and also a fenced yard. So again, I'm not a real estate professional, and I don't have any experience in home building, but I do feel, in my opinion, my home's fair market value that I'm proposing is reasonable given these comps and what I'm saying about my attic. And that's pretty much my appeal. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them.
No, I don't think so. I'm just, looking over. You've got the spreadsheet here, and then you have the pictures as far as the comps go. I see that. You have the comps for all of them. You also have their BGSI information here with it for us to consider, and it looks like you also pulled the field cards for each of them. Is that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I try to make it easy because, what you have is a thankless job, more or less. So, I'm sure you get a lot of these appeals. This is the first time I've ever appealed anything. I've lived in the town for almost 5 years. So, I'm actually a little frustrated myself for not kind of looking at this earlier, because I really feel like this attic calculation is incorrect. It is incorrect. I just don't know how it's derived at the value on the property card. So,
okay.
Maybe I could have saved money a few years ago, possibly. But
now, it says here you did an informal hearing with municipal valuation?
Yeah, I did. And then, they sent me the feedback in January, and they just came with the same assessed value, the fair market value.
Okay, so they didn't make a change.
No, they did not adjust it, and, obviously I have no idea why.
Okay.
But when I'm presenting to you, I'm also a little more organized than I was back then. So,
okay.
Maybe that was part of it.
All right. Is there anything else that we should know about?
I think that's it. There are other soft factors like, traffic and other things which, can make houses more and less desirable. But, I really feel like houses that have more rooms are more desirable. You can do more things with that house. I really feel like the attic that I have, even though it's considered finished, really is not livable space. It's pretty good space when I want to store something up there. But, like I said, in the summer and winter, it's like fire hot and super cold. And with, not connecting it to the HVAC, it's pretty useless. So,
okay.
I don't know if these soft factors can figure into how a home is assessed. But it certainly would be if, some person wanted to buy my house and they started asking these questions. So I hope the town agrees.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just give you an overview of what will happen next. So I will present your case to my members of the board, or the other members of the board, in a quorum. So we'll have the majority of the board there to hear it. And we will deliberate about it and come to a decision. Once we come to a decision, you'll be notified within 7 days of the outcome, okay, or of the decision being made. We will notify you in writing of the decision, and if we deny your appeal, you will be able to come back to the Board of Appeals again, assessment appeals again next year. If we do make a change to your assessed value, we will then, or you won't be able to appeal for another 5 years. So basically until the next revaluation period. Okay?
Okay.
And either way, whatever the outcome is, if you disagree with the decision, you do have the right to go to Superior Court. Okay?
Okay.
And information about the next steps with that will be in your decision letter. Will be included with that.
Okay. And if this is denied, can I request that the town come in and measure my attic? Or
yes, you absolutely. And actually, if you'd like, I can pass along a note to the assessor's office if you would like me to request that they come out and inspect or set up a time to inspect your attic and do a measurement to clear that up.
Yeah, I think that would be useful for everyone.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, I just appreciate your time. Thanks for your help.
Okay. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Okay, you too. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Okay.
Hi, Satish. It's John Spolier. I'm a member of the BAA, or the Fairfield Board of Assessment Appeals.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
I will be the one hearing your appeal tonight.
Okay.
Okay. And so I just need, before we start here, I just need to also state that this is being recorded. And need to make sure we have some right information here for the record. So your appeal number is 285.
Yep.
Okay. The property you are appealing is located at 655 Judd Street.
Right.
Okay. The owner of the property is Satish and Abraham Iddy.
Satish Iddy and Janisha Abraham.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. The town has your property appraised at $881,300.
Yep.
And you're requesting that the town reduce your appraised value to $867,100. Correct?
Correct.
All right. And I just need you to confirm that you are the owner?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay, I just need to swear you in now. So I can, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. Okay, we're good to go now that you're sworn in. So tell me about your appeal here.
Okay, yeah, the reason I appealed is I have the adjacent property and mine are two cookie cutter houses, exactly the same specs, land, and everything. So, but my house is valued by the town at $881,300, and the next one, the other one, is valued at $867,100. So, both are exactly
exactly the same, I would think the valuation would be the same as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's the only reason I appealed.
All right. I'm just looking over here. That's 17. Okay, 17. And this is for 655. Okay. 655. Okay. All right. So basically your next door neighbor, or is it your neighbor across the street?
It's next door.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any, besides your neighbor, are there any other comps that you have or comparables that have sold within the last 12 months or so?
No, I haven't looked into that one.
Okay.
These two are two houses were sold the same time as well, maybe like two or 3 months apart, when it was built by the same builder, everything.
Okay. All right. And everything else on the field card is correct that you're aware of?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anything else we should know about, or that I should present to the rest of the board members?
No, I mean, that's all I had.
Okay. All right. So let me just give you a quick summary of what happens next.
Okay.
So I will present this to the majority of the board, and we will deliberate about your appeal.
Okay.
And I'll be presenting it on your behalf. When we vote and make a decision, you'll be notified by mail within 7 days of the decision.
Okay.
If we deny your appeal, you'll have the right to come back next year to the Board of Assessment Appeals and be heard again. If you are granted a reduction, you will not be able to appeal to the Board of Assessment Appeals for another 5 years. So basically until the next revaluation period. Either way, if you don't agree with the board's decision, you can appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be included with your decision letter.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I think we're good to go.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to be as flexible as possible. All right.
It's rare these days to actually see anyone.
Let's see, I know.
I was like, as easy as it is to sit at home, might as well come down in and have a discussion, right?
Yeah.
Have some fun with it.
Yep. Okay. I'm John Spolier. I'll be hearing your appeal tonight.
Great.
I am one of the 9 members of the Board of Assessment Appeals. And this is also being recorded. All right, so here's what I need to do for the record, and also make sure that we have the right information here.
Mm-hmm.
Your appeal number is 252.
Correct.
Okay. The property you're appealing is located at 12 Reynolds Drive.
That's correct.
All right. Owner of this property is William Ferguson.
That's correct.
Okay. Town has your property appraised at $577,500.
That is correct.
And you're asking for a reduction to $530,000.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, cool. And you are the owner?
Yes, I am.
All right. I just need to swear you in.
Yeah.
So raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Great. So, tell me about the appeal here.
Yeah, for sure. So, I picked the 530 number from a fair market value, so a handful of reasons that I considered looking into it. First being the same year sale kind of issue. I know that sales price isn't necessarily reflective of an appraisal, but like looking at the 100% values, right, it's a pretty steep jump from 530 to 577. The assessment being done, I guess, right October 1st. Over the course of 5 or 6 months there to jump, that amount is pretty considerable. Some of the factors in the sale too, thinking about that property had sat untouched about a decade before the improvements were made. Granted, improvements were made, but it then sat unsold at a value of about $535, $540 is what it was listed for about 6 months after completion. So
okay, so let me just take a look at this here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like 515 High Street was the one who built it, or?
Correct. So that's the old address as well, but yes.
Okay. And then you said it was posted, listed at, what was it?
It was originally listed at, I had it somewhere, but it was 540, let me see. Excuse me, it was listed at 550 since September of 2019.
Okay.
And then, we ultimately paid $527 for it.
So it was on the market for about, 8 months or so?
Yeah, completed for about 8 months, it seems.
Oh, is that his?
Yes, it is. I'm
So
sorry,
you
you got away from me.
No, you're fine.
That's okay.
I'll take care of it, I promise. So it sat for, however many months that was, so about 8 months, it seems.
Okay. So May of 20, bought it at 530. Okay?
Correct. And, and at that time, no competitive offers, no one else looking at it. So at that price, it was probably still fairly steep for the property.
Okay.
And part of the reason I say that from like a home factors, which kind of is my second area, we're on a busy street, right? We're on High Street. We're towards the tail end of about a half-mile stretch where there's no stop signs from Gould Manor Park all the way up to Jennings.
Okay.
So high traffic area, lots of people coming in at pretty high rates of speed. Have talked with the police department about potentially putting signs up, et cetera. Kids in the area, that whole thing. But,
yep.
Can get a little speedy out there. And then also Firehouse, less than a fifth of a mile away, right around the corner there. Fairfield Station number 2 is just around the corner. We neighbor Latter-day Saints Church property in the house next to us. Down our block, there is both a vacant lot that's been sitting vacant for a considerable amount of time. That vacant lot has been listed at $250K for a couple years now. It's actually about 800 square feet larger than our lot. So just something to consider when we get into like kind of the lot assessments. And then we also have a halfway home on the block as well for transitioning autistic folks, which is fantastic, but not great for home resale values in that regard. And then we're also across the street from a 100-unit condo, the Sunny Ridge condominiums there. So, our neighborhood is actually the place where the Fairfield police captured those kids who were unlocking cars and jiggling doorknobs down High Street. Because there's such a high volume of cars parked, it just, it encourages a little bit of crime in that area. And then the final piece, just a little less, numbers to it, but it's a corner lot. We've got some sidewalk there, so everyone else on rental doesn't really have to do much shoveling. There's something to be said, too, about having to get out there and actually take down the snow. You're exposed on 2 sides. Something to be thought about there. So,
okay.
And so then thinking about comps, right? So, from a land perspective, right, so ours was valued from a land perspective at $327,000. So when I look at that, the land corner property, 7,140 square feet, valued at $327,000. Meanwhile, is a 7,800 square foot lot just down the street on the actual cul-de-sac, listed for $250K, and no one's even budging at it, right? So that makes me think that we're well over the value of the actual lot of the property.
Okay.
Understand that there's nothing built on that, so looking at some of the other comps that were used in the actual sale of the home, 245 Reed Street, the land value there is $338. 89 Rakowski, land value is $342, and we're right up there with them, like I said, at $327. Difference being, again, our property is only 7,100 square feet. Reed Street's 9,500, Rakowski's 10,250, and both of those houses are on proper residential streets, right? They're back out in some of these cul-de-sac neighborhoods. Reed Street, my best friend lives down there. It's a nice, quiet neighborhood. You're not getting a lot of through traffic through there. And, all of those factors we talked about. Not a corner property, doesn't have the speed of the stop signs, no halfway house, no Latter-day Saints church, et cetera. And so for me, that 327 number, just looking at the land value alone, feels really high when looking at comps and considering all the factors into the property.
Okay.
So those are kind of my big 3. The last one was also just, we had someone from this office come out and do a draft assessment, actually. Just ran into them in the street. They said, oh, this property looks new since it's been built up. It's not in the system. I'm going to come take a look. And I included that, I think it was the second attachment.
I do see, I do see the draft.
Yeah.
Attachment number 2, yep.
And recognize it's a draft, but imagine that, about the same amount of rigor kind of goes into that. And that was in July, and the 100% value of the home there was determined to be $473,200, which, again, might have been some factors at that time that wasn't taken into account from a improvements perspective, but at least from the land value, nothing has changed, right? And so for me, that overall number going from 477 to 577, just a couple of months later, feels like a pretty drastic improvement, and the kind of underpinning red thread through all of this is all of these numbers are a little bit inflated because this was all happening in May where houses were unavailable to be bought, right? Like if anything, I should have been fighting people off to get into this house, and it was sitting untouched at that price. So that 530, I recognize, probably is overpayment for that property. But even still, with those consideration factors of people kind of fleeing mid-pandemic, I think fine, that's a fair market value, but that 470 number probably even feels more correct for what the actual property is worth.
Okay. All right, and it looks like you did have informal hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Had the informal hearing, which is mostly going through kind of the paperwork, I feel like, right? Like kind of wasn't much of a decision process, but nothing kind of came of
Yeah,
that.
it looks like they didn't change anything.
Yeah, it came in at about the same. Which is tricky, because that piece of paper that they sent through doesn't have what the original number is on. I had to go back and find. I was like, let's see if it changed at all, make sure I'm not losing my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just a fun nuance.
Okay, let me just see here.
Yeah, of course.
2002 story addition, complete gut and remodel, it looks like. Is that what you would say the house was?
Yes.
It was a gut and remodel?
Yes,
Okay.
it was a 1940s cape like everything else on that block that they stripped down. So it was vacant for like 8 or 10 years, rats, birds in the second floor, the whole nine. So I'm sure part of what made it undesirable is that anyone who lives in or around the neighborhood remembers what it looks like.
Knew what it was, yeah. Let me just see, when was the draft? Okay, so the draft was on 7/30. It was printed out, it looks like.
Correct.
Here. Okay.
Which was about a week after I think she was at the property, something in that range.
And it was somebody from the assessor's office?
Yeah, it was Paula Jensen, actually.
Paula Jensen.
Lovely.
That's what the PJ is for.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, on the thing here.
Yeah.
All right.
She was very nice. Quite liked her.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that we should know about?
I think those are the big ones. You know,
Okay.
otherwise it's like fairly straightforward, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So let me tell you what the next steps are.
Sure.
I will present this to the majority of the board.
Great.
We'll deliberate about it and come to a decision. If we decide to decline your appeal or deny it is really the word.
Yeah.
You'll be able to come back the following year, so next year,
Got
and
it.
reappeal. If we do make an adjustment, you won't be able to reappeal until 5 years from now, which
Got
is
it.
basically the next
Which is
valuation.
the next section, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, if you don't like the decision, you have the right to go to Superior Court.
Sure.
And that information will be in the written decision that you'll receive 5 days after or within 7 days, not 5 days, 7 days after the appeal or decision has been made.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
All right. Great. Thank you very much. I just need you to
You
sign
sign
that,
this, right?
sign and date it,
Yes.
and then I will do the same, or I will do that.
Today's the 9th, right?
Yes. Last time I checked.
Give that to you.
All right.
Of course.
Cool.
Thank you very much. I
I
appreciate your time.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no, of course. Appreciate the consideration.
Yep.
And good luck with the rest of them.
Yes, thank you.
You guys are busy, it seems.
We are. I mean, we have 600 appeals, and we're trying to do it all within this month, so.
Good luck. I'll get out of your hair then. Have a good one. Take care.
you, John?
I am John.
I'm Bridie Murray.
Friday, okay. How you doing?
I am good. Bit of an old rush. Dinner time and all that. Kids.
Yeah. All
And here
right.
I am again, 5 years later.
5 years later, okay.
Back in the appeals chair.
All right. Well, that would explain why you said yes to you've appealed this property before.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I am John Spolier. I am one of the members of the BAA. So I'll be hearing your appeal tonight. Before we start, I just need to get a few things for the record,
Right.
since this is being recorded.
Okey doke.
The appeal number is 586.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
The address that we are appealing tonight is 77 Burroughs Road.
That's correct.
Okay, the owners are Kevin and Bridie Murray.
That's right.
The town has assessed or appraised your value at $575,000,
Correct.
and you are asking the amount to be reduced to $440,000.
Right.
Okay.
And I put a split in there as well as to the
Okay.
division between the land and the house.
Okay. And you are the owner?
Correct.
Okay, great. I just need to swear you in, so if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Okay. So I see you have some comps here.
Yes.
All
I have,
right.
initially, under number 1, we have the land comps.
Okay.
These are houses further up Burroughs Road.
Were any of these sold within the last 12 months or so? 12, 16 months?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of. I didn't check that, sorry.
Okay.
Basically, I've listed there the amounts of the